Violent clashes ensued on Tuesday between members of the Islamic movement of Nigeria and security operatives of the National Assembly. While the Nigeria Police Force has not released any figures on the casualties, unconfirmed reports state several persons were severely injured. A police personnel at the scene insisted that one officer died. Our correspondent Amadin Uyi gives us an update on the scene of the clash.
This is one of the vehicles that was touched by the protesting members of the Islamic movement of Nigeria. Now the fire has already been put out because peace and calm has been restored to this very scene, which until a few moments ago was the scene of violent protest. We have counted several vehicles which have been destroyed by the members who are protesting the release of their leader, controversial leader, Ibrahim El-Zakzaky. Now the protesters broke through the National Assembly gate and we are headed to the inner gates of the National Assembly complex. However, armed policemen were able to stop the protesters. Unconfirmed reports say that several people were shot. We spoke to one or two policemen who say about 4 policemen have been taken to hospital. About 3 suffered from gunshot wounds.
Meanwhile, the House of Representatives on Tuesday adjourned its sitting until Wednesday, with the Speaker Femi Gbadabiamila acting or citing security and legislative reasons for the action. The motion for adjournment was moved by Ado Dogwa, APC Kanu, and was seconded by the Minority Leader Ndudi Elumelu, PDP Delta. Items on the order paper of the day were not exhausted as at the time of the adjournment. The House was yet to debate on the motion on the need to address traffic gridlock in Apapa and urgent need to incorporate June 12 in history curriculum of schools in Nigeria. Members of the Islamic movement of Nigeria, also known as Shiites, had stormed the National Assembly complex while both chambers were in session. The group vandalized some civilians and security vehicles around the entrance of the complex, throwing stones and attacking security personnel. 3 policemen were badly injured and some were rushed to the clinic within the premises. The Shiites have been protesting against continued detention of their leader, Ibrahim El-Zakzaky, who was arrested in December 2015 following clashes between the sect and the Nigerian army. Joining us in the studio to take a look at the Shiite protests, we have Mr. Sam Adeleke. He's a political analyst. It's good to have you join us.
Thank you. Good evening.
So, Sam, this is a situation, like we all know, that has been on for almost 2 years plus, and today these people have decided that they will go into the House of Representatives, and we can see from Amadin's report that a lot of damage was done.
A lot, unfortunately. I don't know what to say. It's unfortunate that we have to have this clash, bloody clash that resulted in loss of life, damaged properties, and also the suspension of legislative work, by these newly elected legislators. This is once again an indictment on 2 arms of government. Number 1, the legislature. 1. And number 2, the security apparatus. Because if we have proper intelligence, there should be a way, the DSS, is it the CIA now?
We don't have the CIA. We have
the CIA.
Well,
the national, the NIA.
The NIA,
National Intelligence Agency.
We have the DSS now.
Yes, those 2 agencies. They should have infiltrated and preempted the actions of these people. Now, Nigerians have the right to protest. In fact, people should protest on a daily basis. The National Assembly is not a garrison. It's not a barracks that people should not be able to approach to protest. People should come there on a daily basis to meet their representatives, to make their demands, to ask for things, to ask questions. But these guys have been protesting the release of their leader that has been illegally detained by the federal government for over 2 years. In fact, we all know, it's an open secret, that this appears to be a personal score between the president and the leader of the Shiites movement. That is why this is the time Nigerians need to rise up and call the president and the federal government to order. This is contempt on the judiciary, because over time you have been told, release El-Zakzaky. Even the ECOWAS court have told you, release this man. If you're going to release him, at least place him under house arrest. Let soldiers guard him. Ensure that he doesn't, hold Kaduna people hostage the way you allege that he does.
So from what you're saying that the security agents at the National Assembly somewhat triggered the violence that
Yes,
ensued.
cause and effect. There is no smoke without fire. These people protest peacefully every time from reports, but they were accosted and they were prevented from advancing to National Assembly, and there was a scuffle. So I believe that our security agencies also need to understand the fact that Nigerians have the rights, regardless of your religious or political affiliations and leanings. So people should be trained to accommodate protesters. When they are trying to provoke you, don't shoot at them. Throw tear gas or push them back, use water cannons. We can see what the security agencies are doing in Hong Kong, pushing back the protesters. Not one life has been lost, and they've been protesting for months. Nigeria is not a peculiar
But let's talk
case.
about the rule of law here.
Yes.
As we all know, like you said, it's an open secret. A man has been illegally held, and the federal government has been pretty silent about this and very
loud
vocal
silence
about every other thing. And of course, the legislature is the other place that people would go to seek some form of, justice, because these are lawmakers, and they probably would know the law a bit more than the federal government or the executive. But then they were also not given fair hearing. Is this a conspiracy of sorts, a conspiracy of silence for these people?
It is. I remember a few weeks ago I was on this channel talking about how truly independent this legislature is. Because when you have the legislature that the leaders are to be taken to the president to pay homage before the caucus are to vote for them, what do you think will be the outcome? Because usually when this kind of protests happen, they will suspend their sitting and go to address them. The Speaker of the House was in the National Assembly when this happened. He should have stepped out, addressed them. And we've heard your views. I'll communicate to the president and discharge them. But you suspended your sitting and you now released and unleashed security on them. This, like you said, is a conspiracy across board. Everyone is dancing to the body language of the president. Silence in this case means complacency, means complicity. Complicity, thank you. Because you just can't stand aloof when your nation is burning. Things are happening across the country, and the ones that are within your capacity, why not nip it in the bud?
Do you see this spiraling out of control, being that nobody's really ready to address the issue, and all we see is a throw of force at these people? We keep throwing force at them. Is that the solution to the problem finally?
No, it's not. I believe that Nigeria has a way of bouncing back when we get to the precipice. When you feel like we're about to go at flames, we have a reset. This is calling on the president and leadership of the National Assembly and judiciary. Let us intervene. Call a round table. The religious leaders, the Supreme National Supreme Islamic Council, the Justice and the Peace Committee led by Alhaji Absalom Abubakar. Let all these leaders come together and speak to the president. Bring El Zazaki to the table. Have a discussion. Let there be peace in this nation.
Thank you very much, Sam Adeleke, political analyst, for speaking with us. Appreciate it.